Okay, so I was gone for 1 week, but I am back. And we have JJK Modulo and Kagurabachi. They have been absolutely peak these last couple of weeks. So, yeah, let's start talking about them and see what happens. Right. So we're starting with Kagurabachi today. And I gotta say, these chapters have been very interesting. The last one, it turns out that the only reason that the strongest of the I forgot the organization's name, I'm sorry, but it turns out that this guy's like strongest fighter is the strongest because he's basic. I don't know if he has a lot of regeneration because and there was a really good combo, and they managed to like pop his head, but he's fine. He's okay. So yeah, you know what I mean? So apparently he's immortal. He has regen, so that's why he's the strongest. But that's the thing though. I think he's not necessarily the strongest in terms of he's really strong. I think he's the strongest just mostly because he can't die basically. He's just kind of has infinite regen. In what way can he, die? We still don't know. But yeah, I mean, they have to get rid of him. Otherwise, Chihiro and Samura won't be able to go in and help out. So they got to defeat him. How? Who knows? Maybe he has a bond with someone. But yeah, and things just went downhill from here because the Swordmaster and Yura started talking, and apparently the Swordmaster or the Sword Saint, he's not crazy. He genuinely believes that what he did was the right thing, and Yura was like, oh, bro, I thought you were insane. Let's work together. So now that's the problem, right? It's not just about Yura using the sword, right? It's about the Sword Saint also now using the sword. So let's go slowly. First of all, the Swordmaster is Chihiro's uncle. He's Rokuhira's brother. I want to clear that out because the translations at first were like my brother Rokuhira, but it's brother-in-law. So yeah, so that's Chihiro. Honestly, I want to be honest with you. I didn't really expect the Sword Saint to be Chihiro's uncle, primarily because so far I've been trying to be away from sort of forums and from any sort of theories because I want to experience the story myself. So when I don't know if it's a theory that's been going around, but when it was revealed that he's Chihiro's uncle, I was like, wow, I did not see that coming. Okay, I like it. It's good. Let's do it. Yeah, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. So he's Chihiro's uncle, and I really hope that we get some lore from Chihiro's family, like Rokuhira. What was their relationship? Chihiro's mother. What was she like? I do know that there is a theory going around that Chihiro's mother died during the Malediction, and that's why Rokuhira was super depressed, because we don't really know anything about Chihiro's mother. So I hope that we get sort of more lore on her and who she is. And I'm pretty sure that's why Rokuhira was probably super depressed because, yeah, like, it would make sense, right? And again, what I really enjoy about this whole reveal is that Hokazono didn't make the Sword Saint super crazy or like insane, or like he didn't make the sword make him go insane. He has a very clear mind. So he's not insane. The sword didn't make him insane. He just genuinely believes that that's what needed to be done. That's what he needed to do. And he's not crazy. And I guess Yura and everyone thought that the sword is what made you crazy and that he was insane. But no, he's perfectly fine. And Yura was like, oh, so you're not crazy. All right, well, you're the fucking goat, so why don't we get out of here and I give you the sword? I'm pretty sure that's what's gonna happen. I'm pretty sure Yura's gonna give the Sword Saint the sword back, and just things are gonna hit the fan and things are gonna go even more downhill. Which, by the way, if somebody can answer in the comments, how did Yura get the sword? Like, how did they transport it? I don't know if I missed something, but I don't remember how did Yura get the sword. So yeah, and and I really I really praise Hokazono for not making him crazy, not just making him like, oh, it was the sword. No, genuinely, he believes that what he was doing needed to be done. And he has full control of the Sinuichi. So it really goes to show that the bearer makes the sword, not the other way around. And instead, if someone who has a good heart can wield the Sinuichi, then it can be used for a lot of good, which I think it's going to happen. I think the Sinuichi is going to fall into a good person's hands, and they are going to use it for good, right? And this directly affirms Chihiro's own affirmation, because he constantly states at the beginning that he doesn't want people to die because of the swords, because it's not the swords that are evil, it's the bearer. And I know there was this whole, and this is kind of proven, because back when Sojo was still alive, he slowly started to resonate more and more and more and more with the sword. And I don't know if the swords have a will, right? Because it has been mentioned that the more in tune you are with the sword's will, the more affinity you have with it. But I think that in the end, I really don't think that's the case, because Uraha and the sword bearers, they don't have ill intent. But the ones who have ill intent, you know what I mean? So I think it's more about the affinity you can have, how much you can calm yourself, how much you can center yourself. And just like Uraha has said a bunch of times, and Chihiro, just the more in tune, the more you make the sword part of your own body, an extension of yourself, the easier it is to control it. So I don't think, that the swords have a will. Maybe they do, maybe I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, then yeah, sure, let me be wrong. But I really don't think that the swords have a will themselves, So yeah, and I think I'm with Chihiro here. I think it's not the sword that makes the bearer, but it's the bearer that makes the sword. And I really enjoy that Yura really said, I'm going to glaze this man. So I'm pretty sure he's going to give the sword Saint, hit the sword back, and he's going to break him back. Like, I'm telling you, I guess the theory that's been going around of the Sword Saint being the new leader of the Hishaku will become true. I'm definitely sure he's going to get out and he's going to wield the sword again. And I doubt Chihiro and Samura will be able to stop him, because from what I understood in the chapter, Yura's taking over bodies. The bodies that have like flowers and plants on them, he's taking over them. He's making them get back up. And there is a panel where Natsuki and Uraha are getting up and they're covered in those plants. So I imagine that Yura is taking over them and he's going to use them to fight. So I think what's going to happen is Chihiro and Rokuhiro are going to get there, but Yura and the sword bearer are gonna combine their efforts to control more bodies, and then just send them towards Chihiro and Samura, and they're gonna stall them, and they're gonna escape. I think I am 100% sure, at least 80%, that they're gonna escape, and that the sword bearer is gonna escape. He's gonna be out, and he's gonna start messing things up. And I'm pretty sure Yura is going to have no qualms of giving him the role of leader of the Hishaku, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna clean house. So I think we can be sure that he's gonna escape. And I mean, sadly, I think the heroes don't win in this arc, which I am down. I love whenever a story can pull off the heroes not winning something. I really hope that they don't win. And before I finish, I want to say Azami is the GOAT. Okay, he lost both arms, but he's hanging on and he's doing his best. Like, he's lost both of his arms, but he's using his legs, and he is the GOAT. He is the demon. So, and we get a shot of Shiva looking at a phone. I'm surprised they didn't call him. I don't know why they don't call him. Shiba doesn't appear as often, but when he does, he's always late. So I hope the shot of Shiba looking at the phone was like some minutes before, because Hokazuna does this a lot. Sometimes not all of the panels happen at the same time. They happen at like different times. So I hope Shiba is already on his way, and I hope he gets here in time. I hope he doesn't get here late again, and I hope he's on time. And I'm really looking forward to the interaction between Shiba and the Sword Saint, because the Sword Saint was technically part of Rokuhira's family. He was his brother-in-law, and Shiba is very close to Rokuhira, so I'm definitely sure there's going to be some sort of interaction there. Plus, I would really like to see how strong Shiba is, because Azami has already proven himself. He's the GOAT. Like, he went up against the strongest sword. Now he's still fighting, and he's giving him a run for his money, right? I mean, the problem is like they've said multiple times, only an enchanted blade can fight an enchanted blade. So yeah, man, Azami is the GOAT, man. And that's all I gotta say for this chapter. Thank you all so much for listening, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye bye.